All right, shalom, shalom. Baba, could you somebody?
I'm right here. I'm just waiting for it to.
Okay, because it looked like it's
Yeah,
up and
mine.
popping. Shalom, shalom. Give us a second, do the sound check. Uh,
1, 2, 1.
there's 1, 2, 1, 2.
We're good.
Okay. You got it.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Branch, Chicago.
He's
Yeah.
he's resting.
And, first and foremost, we want to all praise, all honor, and glory to Yah.
Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird among the heathen nations, that look like the heathen nations, and walks and just jump right into this thing, open form. And first thing we're going to talk about is about these Adwater Israelites, you know, about that many be called, but few be chosen.
That's right.
You know, these guys that woke up just a few years ago, or less in some accounts, you know, 5 years back, and now they elders, you know, guys like that. But as far as this balloon thing, I watched a video on TikTok where the girl showed the evidence, is the receipts, that the balloon was actually in North Carolina, South Carolina. It was flying over its own property, its own land. So this particular balloon, they were surveilling their own land. And what a lot of Americans don't realize and don't know is that China owns up a lot of land in America. You know, and that's funny because we talked about that on the line years back. That's one of the signs that you know that America was over. When you have one of its now enemies that owns up property and land in your, because I bet you this, America don't own a damn thing in China.
Oh, 100%.
I can promise you that. All right, America owns absolutely nothing in China. They're not going to have no land and all that stuff. One of the most famous buildings on the planet is the Sears. Well, it used to be called the Sears Tower. Then it got changed to the Willis Tower. Who knows what the name of it is? But most of the world knows it as the Sears Tower. The Sears Tower is one of the most famous buildings in the world, one of the tallest buildings in the world. All right, it's owned by China now, and China owns a lot of the downtown area of Chicago. So, you know, how do you sell off parts of your kingdom when you're in your kingdom?
And especially to foreigners who you're sworn enemies.
You know, so it turns out that this balloon was flying over its own property, surveilling its own property. That's the real story. So we got told it had nuclear EMP capability and all this other stuff. So what that looks like to me is that America is getting ready to be braced for an event to happen and it to get blamed on China. All right, could somebody get Deuteronomy 33:29 real quick? Because I won't be shocked because Klaus Schwab, just at the WEF, one of your real world leaders, Klaus Schwab, who's got more authority in America than your president. All right, he said that there would be blackout events across America, and you know, EMP type attacks and things like that. He said it was going to happen, and all of a sudden this balloon shows up, and then all of a sudden they're saying that, well, it had EMP and nuclear EMP. What the fuck is a nuclear EMP? All right, but it had nuclear EMP ability. So what that's telling me is that, well, if this was just a surveillance balloon over its own property, but yet the media is spinning it as it's a military threat, then it's almost like there was a particular event where there were 3 buildings, right, that went down.
Right.
And the buildings, the day before they went down, the insurance policy was renewed the day before. You know, they got a new insurance policy the day before they went down. And when 2 of those buildings, matter of fact, the 3rd building wasn't even mentioned. It's never talked about for the most part. All right.
Not to mention, they've been warning about power outages throughout America with like last 12 months.
Kind.
So, like you said, it can be very much a self-made attack, and it's going to be basically fulfill their agenda that they want to do, because they've been warning for about the last year that there could be outages. They've been warning you that just like in, I believe it was in New York, somewhere in California, that those outages are going to become more frequent like they were in Europe, which were the test runs that now, like you said, if they have evidence that there's a balloon with this kind of capability, is a justification to say, see, look, we need to go after China because they're posing a threat.
And this is a playbook that this isn't anything new. All right?
That's right.
I mean, you can go back to the Tuscan event that happened that set off Vietnam, which was proved to be a false event that never happened. You know, how what they don't tell the other side of the story of all the economic sanctions that they and headaches that they were given Japan, which made Japan, you know, which made Japan retaliate against them in Pearl Harbor, and how they were aware of it, but they needed America to get into the war to fulfill an agenda, to fulfill. You know, there's lots of things that happen that's now, you know, you can. It wasn't, the history wasn't given that way when it happened, but now it is.
That's right.
You know, it's now all of a sudden, you know, they even giving up the goods on the fact that the CIA had something to do with the Kennedy assassination. But they made sure that everybody that was involved was old, dead, and gone now, because they put a seal on the investigation and evidence until a certain period of time.
50 to 60
and I
years
think,
after
if I'm not
that.
mistaken, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Well, that date has been reached. So now people are able to go into evidences and things like that. So my whole thing is that everybody in the CIA that was connected to any of those people that are in the CIA then, there's anyone who, you know, they can follow the lineage from officer to officer. All those people should be fired.
That's right.
All right, every one of them. If you can trace their job, you know, their employment with the CIA back to any of these people that hired them, and et cetera, these people, to me, they should be compromised.
If it was a righteous and you know, holy society, but this is an underhanded, wicked society
That would kill his own presidents, or have you know, other officials that rule over their presidents in their constitution, like the WEF.
Right.
You know,
Unelected
and
officials.
Unelected officials, like your boy Kill Gates from Hill.
That's right. And
Right?
Charles
Somebody
Schwab.
grab that scripture real
I
quick.
got it. Deuteronomy?
Baba Kushai.
Deuteronomy 32 and 29. It says, "Oh, that they
No,
were."
33, brother.
Deuteronomy 32 and 33.
33
and 29.
33,
The
29.
enemy shall be found.
Deuteronomy.
Gotcha.
That enemies should be found liars, basically.
All right.
Because they're gonna do something and blame it on somebody else, and that's, you know, and that's an MO of America.
That's Oliver North, he was the one that sold the nukes to Iran. Now he's on Fox News saying that Iran shouldn't have nukes. What? Huh?
Right.
This is Deuteronomy 33 and 29. It says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency.
That's right.
And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places."
Right, and then us bringing out this truth is treading upon their high places.
That's it.
Yeah, it's shameful spewing on their glory. Go ahead, brother.
This is Proverbs 14 and 5. A faithful witness will not lie. We bring it out based on the scriptures that we've studied and the current news that we see. So, but it says, but a false witness will utter lies. That's their MO. That's what they do. They set it up like that. They run it like that. They do it like that. Okay. Going all the way back to the Edomites dressing up as the natives. Okay. This country was founded on false flag scenarios.
That whole Boston Tea
Yeah,
Party.
you're
shit,
right, because the whole Boston Tea Party is what set off the 1776, the Bicentennial War, with all the whatever the hell they call it. They had remember the quarter from 1976. All right, was the
Yeah,
bicentennial.
bicentennial, yeah.
Right, celebration of 200 years of America, whatever.
British are coming.
But right, the Revolutionary War, exactly.
Yeah, they want to
But
say.
there was a false flag event, and unfortunately for our people, you know, the
Because of
so-called
what?
natives
Because of
suffered
what?
greatly. Was as a result of that, because their name was tarnished and they were blamed for that, and it just gave more excuses for white people to kill us, to scalp us, and take our land. You know?
The road west was painted with blood, so it was a
Shit.
trail of blood that was celebrated today as the 49ers or the miners in California. That was the killing of a lot of natives,
Yep,
man.
yep. And stealing their land. And not only their land, but a lot of that was
The gold that was sitting on that land.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of burial grounds, a lot of just like Central Park in New York, we had whole communities. This is what Esau does. He displaces whole communities of Israelites, take all their precious resources, and then claim the shit for themselves as if they, came and established it themselves. And with the originals,
And it still hasn't changed because a few years here ago and whatnot, even the so-called reservations that they put them on, when they started doing all that fracking of oil and whatnot, they were starting to contaminate the water that was on the reservation.
They're well, yeah.
So it ain't like they say, okay, well, this is yours and we are honor that.
That's right.
Man, fuck
This
you.
is their legacy, and that's the reason why it's a shameful spewing on their glory. This make me think of Starved Rock over here in Illinois. Starved Rock, they actually literally it's called Starved Rock because they pushed the Israelite the Israelite, what they call them Gadites, so-called Native American Indians, over there, and they put them out to an area where they couldn't get out
It
away.
was like a Masada type thing.
Yes, exactly, and starve them to death. And to this day, it's a national park now, and you can come over there and go see the story. But guess how many people actually sit there and read the plaques? They go up there and appreciate nature and all the bullshit, and not understand that right there where we're standing is where hundreds and hundreds of our own people were killed.
Oh, sound like
There's
Jerusalem, huh? Sound like Jerusalem and the
Yes.
and the
Yes, but this is the reason why the Most High is about to displace all these people, man. It's lies upon lies upon lies. And then at the bottom of it is the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the scattered abroad, the speckled bird, and we have no idea of our heritage and the culture as a collective because of the narrative, man.
Yeah, this is Deuteronomy 19 and 14. Salakia, brother. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land of Yahweh thy power giveth thee to possess it.
And here's how many national parks are owned by China. To date, China has 244 national scenic and historic interest areas. The ranges and boundaries of these national parks are often extended beyond the official names might suggest.
I got a precept. I got two precepts really to back you up. This is Deuteronomy 27:17. It goes directly where Elder Malcolm was saying. Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark, and all the people shall say amen. So Esau was cursed because what has he done? Just that. All right, look at Egypt. All right, you don't even have Egyptians there when you have Arabs there. Look at what he did in South Africa. When you think of a South African, naturally you think of some Africans, some dark niggas, but no. You got these different actresses and actors that come here.
Charlize Theron.
That's what's her name. But she's South African. All right, Esau comes, take over your land, become the people,
Yes.
change up the originals, put in a whole another group of people.
Yes.
Yo,
Press the
so he
man
can
in
do
his
what the hell
house.
he want to do, man.
Yeah.
All right, he changed what land is what. Like let's just use modern terms with the USSR. Russia won Ukraine because that's their land.
That's it.
But Esau changes that shit up. Like, no, this is now, your border is different now. What your land is no longer your land. When you think, like Mexico's supposed to run all the way up to Canada.
That's right.
But now, when you think of Mexico, this little ass piece of land that they got left over. Esau is cursed for that, man. He's the people of the Lord's curse. And that's...
Yeah, Colorado, Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
Mexico borders went all the way up through Wyoming.
That's it.
All right, there was
Los
California,
Angeles,
all those western states.
Can I just
For
land back
the
real
most
quick?
part, and
Just-
Nevada, those were all a part of Mexico.
That's right. This is Micah
Salaki,
2.
Salaki. Before you hit that, this is
Go ahead.
Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea
Perfect.
and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And part of the reason they the Lord's curse, well, for one, they the wicked, but they're a violent man. They go and conquer lands and take control all by the sword, man. That's how Esau been getting down since Alexander, since they were able to get in power. What the? Yeah, two guards. Hey, but so he see if he wanted, he take it, man.
That's right.
He's
What?
the curse.
That's
Yeah,
Micah
he
2 and
was
2.
straight Debo. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's the right That's why I said the kingdom is translated from one
One
people to another. You know, that's why they can't keep this kingdom, man. They wicked.
That's right.
All this that they got to possess is by the edge of the sword and or deceit.
Well, their mindset is that
Both.
they said that let our strength be the law
Go
of
ahead and
justice.
get it. Go ahead and read it, brother.
You see?
So while you're
Go
putting,
ahead and go with that.
I'll get this while with,
Sorry,
Micah
too.
2 and 2, and they covet
Start
fields.
at one, brother.
Salaki, let me go jump up. I got you, brother. Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, sin, things that are going to fuck off, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands.
Yeah,
There-
who's
Because
that?
they can.
Yep.
Right? That's why America was able to dominate and now get everybody pissed off. Because as they're falling, they screw these people up. Because they set up military garrisons all over Europe via NATO.
Con.
You know, and because when you're in the U.S. military, you can end up getting stationed in all anywhere across
Any
Europe.
place.
Listen,
If you're in the Army, you can end up in Europe. If you're in the Air Force, you can end up in Europe. If you're in the Marines, you can end up in some parts of Europe. Although usually the Marines, you go to Asia. But nevertheless, but that's what it is, man. So they set up garrisons to ensure that their money, that American money, would stay the world reserve currency.
That's
And they
it.
did that by violence or the threat of violence.
that's it. For years.
All right. And that's why no one would challenge them, right? When you got a whole military base with armed people with missiles and tanks and planes and shit.
And you so psychotic that you don't mind dropping atomic bombs on a motherfucker.
Mhm.
They like shit. No, they don't give a fuck. They'll fuck you up. Look what they did to Japan.
Exactly.
The nation's been reluctant, which is all through the power of the Lord. It says because of the power of their hand. Well, who put it there?
Exactly.
Job 9:24. That's why Revelation says, who can make war with the beast? Well, that goes to the prophecy in Daniel about the fourth beast. All right, he couldn't be stopped, but that's because the Lord said you should build. All right, the Lord gave the command you was going to build, but it was another part to that. There's another piece of manifest destiny.
That's
You
right.
shall build, but I will throw down.
That's right.
Hey, in Romans 13, it says how that there is no power but
Of
of
the-
the Lord.
And if you look at the track record of Esau Edom, this is First Maccabees 11 and 3. Now, as Ptolemy entered into the cities, he set in every one of them a garrison of soldiers to keep it. This is his
Ooh,
MO.
That's hard.
All right.
Boy, that one from there.
First Maccabees 11:3. All right, but going back to that Micah 2 and 2, and they covet fields, and then when they covet the field, damn, I want that. I like that. That's got some lithium. Oh, damn, this one got cobalt. Oh shit, that got gold. Then got diamond. And so what they do, they send their military power. They send their military elite, and they set up a garrison. They set up an outpost. They set up a fort.
They say
Right.
they enlarges their border as hell.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
They-
take them by violence in
That's it.
houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
You know what, brother? You just made me think about it. Before I left the house, I was watching Centurion.
Mm.
And when I remember when I first saw the movie, there was a part I missed that the girl that didn't have the tongue, the put it up on the screen, put her face on the screen. The movie Centurion. It's her name Olga something. Little pretty ass
Right.
Edomite broad who's not Asian. But she ain't pretty though. Her beauty fading fast. The wall is yeah.
He's undefeated for the nation.
Man,
The water fell on her.
because you know,
She is
I
the-
gets down with the White Castle, but you got to get them while you get them, because they
Oh, yeah.
typically they don't last long. Her name is.
Like milk.
Let's put up the movie Centurion. Her name is Olga
Camel
something.
milk.
She was in
Already come out.
she was in the 007. She's been in tons of movies. When you see her face, you will know. But her character, when you hear what happened to her, you understand why she wanted to harm the Edomites. And for the record, she's playing a pig. The pig were not white people.
That's right.
The pigs were dark complected people, brown complected people. See, this is our Esau. That's another thing that he does.
Mhm.
Just like Benji said, he changes everything. So he
You got the
lies.
brains, you got the lines.
He lies about history. All right. But anytime you see that blue makeup, all right, that blue, that's really showing you that somebody who was brown, dark brown complected, you know.
Yep.
But
Advertising proof of it.
there it is.
Dad been boycotting the Avatar movie because it's about the Gadites,
That's right.
which only proves the Elder Malcolm's point. When they paint it blue, it's about brown, dark, or copper skinned people.
But what happened? She was a tracker, and you know, and of course this whole woman warrior shit, beating up
I
5
hate
men
this
shit
shit.
by
Lies.
that bullshit.
She got.
But only thing she gonna do with 5 men is get ran through.
That's
Exactly.
it.
All right,
I call her Octagon.
but nevertheless, she didn't talk in the whole movie, and it turned out there was a scene. I was like, how did I miss that the first time? They raped her. They killed her father in front of her. They raped her mother in front of her, and then they cut her tongue out, and then they raped her. All right, so that's why she has such hate for the Romans, and it was like when she killed this Roman general, he still was so arrogant and pompous, but the guy explained to him why she's the way she is, you know, and when the guy told the story of the shit that was done to her, with the Roman general who was a prisoner of war at the time, all he did was spit like, all right, like fuck her story. But the point being is that he didn't want to acknowledge his wickedness, what they had done. All right, because she was actually in the right. Bring that scripture out. Let us oppress. It's perfect because these Edomites do not like to acknowledge their wrong and what they've done in history and the things that they've done to people. They always turn the camera on the point of when you're retaliating against them after you've been wrong.
I think it's like a movie or a show that was titled along the lines of the creating of a terrorist.
Yeah.
And they was going into it, but I know that Samuel L. Jackson movie goes into it when he was the interrogator. But the point is, it's like, of course they gonna hate you. You over there bombing their country, you fucking them up. They supposed to just accept that and take it, you know?
That's right.
I think it's called creating a terrorist or something like that. It's about like they retaliate, motherfucker.
Right.
And this that
This
wisdom
is
of
Solomon
Solomon.
2.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I had the same thing, but
Yep.
There we
Wisdom
go.
of Solomon 2 and 10, because you just read that Micah, you know, that so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, right?
that's right.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. It says, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
That's right.
Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age."
And that's not only toward the Israelites, because that's number one. Esau Edom wants to make sure that we fall down. They're still mad about selling their birthright to Jacob,
Which
and-
is the righteous.
exactly. And it was
Kirilenko, that's her name.
That's right.
Volker Kirilenko.
See, but Esau is one now, but he wants to be as if he's God, and he wants to take over the whole planet. So he's doing this to every single body, every single nation.
Yep. Verse 11. It says, "Let our strength be the law of justice." You see, just like in that Micah 2 and 1, how it says, "Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand."
Exactly.
You see, it's in the power of their hand because Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked, they say, let us oppress the opposite of us. What's the opposite of wicked? Righteous. So let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow nor reverence
And
the
that's
ancient.
why he spit. Because he's like, you traitorous bitch. But she didn't trade. It was all a setup. She set their ass up, and then she was extracting her vengeance.
Exactly.
Because he scoffed at her because she was nothing. She was a poor nobody anyway. So who are you? You're just a servant peasant anyway.
Right.
No matter what we do to you, we're righteous.
Well, this verse 11, it says, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble."
That's why we fucked your mother
because
and you
exactly
and killed your dad in front of you.
because you're feeble. So that's why
You
I
couldn't
said
stop me,
right.
so that means I'm better.
Exactly.
And since I'm better, then you should be not mad that I can take your stuff and listen to me.
That's it. So it says, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth."
And that's the mindset of the so-called white man.
Survival of the fittest.
100%. And another reason why these Edomites are so angry too is they're angry about their precious wrong.
That's it.
You have to understand that so-called Negroes, the tribe,
That's right,
the
brother.
tribes of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, was responsible for the downfall of Rome.
See, they don't teach that. They
The
don't.
real reason Rome fell. At that history, which is why when we tell you that the true royals of Europe were the Negroes that
That's
came
why-
out of Rome because the Negroes took over Rome from being the pagan Roman Empire to the Holy Roman Empire. All right, from the time of Septimius Severus and Persinius Niger. All right,
See,
which people erroneously call Niger. It's really nigger.
It's right, and you see
All
how
right.
it's a 4 African emperors with Septimius Severus. They're lying
And
because
it's
it's way
before
more
that.
than that.
And it's before
That's before September, yeah. Yeah,
Before
the 1 or 2 before Septimius Severus, it had already started. But then this is what Esau will not talk about, and they do not put it in that one history book.
There's not a movie. There's not
Yes.
a class taught on it.
Yes. Right.
Even though you can find the history, it's in secular history,
Mhm.
but they make sure they leave it out of the
Come on,
what do you call it? The curriculum.
the curriculum. That's
Yeah.
right.
They make sure they leave it out of the curriculum.
You see the afros and beards, you know what I'm saying? And if you go into the actual lineages and the heritages, and then you go into the actual ancient history from Josephus to Titus.
These were those
to-
Hellenized
Yeah.
Jews, those Greek-speaking Jews, for the
Yeah.
most part.
See, and then when you get things like where you see a dark skin painted and then a light skin painted, you can't get it right. You can't. This is Septimius Severus. He was a black man.
Yeah, and they were stroking out the white women that were left over from Rome.
Come on, bro.
All right, that's what was going on. They was going to the White Castle.
That's why Esau has a tight leash on you niggas today. They don't give y'all. See, in Roman era, they let y'all really come up. You know, I forget his name. I always forget it, but he got 3 Roman names. What's the general? He had 3 Roman names. The nigga.
Tiberius Julius
Alexander.
Exactly, the water.
That was-
It's like, don't hear nigga. He's an Israelite, that New Year's Israelite.
Yes.
All right, but he got 3 Roman names, but he was proud on that. His parents probably even named him that, man. But
God knows he didn't put that
He's
shit
probably
together.
one of the proud ass cops walking around today,
I think
But
he
he-
called him
serving
out.
Esau.
But he knew he was an Israelite, right? He knew he was Israelite,
That nigga wicked,
and he
man.
turned against his own people.
He was
But the
in power.
point is, they gave niggas that freedom to prosper in that shit, all right, to earn their freedom like Paul. He was free born. So they actually honored that shit back then with niggas. Esau this time they keep a tight leash on you niggas so they don't get another Byzantine Empire will take over and niggas controlling shit.
Right.
That's why they bombed all the Black Wall Streets.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's why they redlined the
sum of
Bronzeville up here.
the sum of 1919.
That's why
It was
they.
an organized hit
Yeah.
on all the black settlements and neighborhoods across America that
Yeah.
were prosperous and doing well.
That's it.
They were actually doing better than most of the white neighborhoods.
Yeah, and they tell you that's why it happened. Because they came back from war and they struggling to hurt, but these niggas is living it up, prospering.
With pianos in their houses and shit.
Right. On horses and shit. No.
No, but
That
but
nigga
we,
on that nads.
when we went to a couple weeks ago that the whole 1919 fiasco, you saw them having the riches, and we had coming out of there trying to flee from the Edomite persecution with their horse carts and so forth, and they had the wealth. They stole it again, and that just makes me think of Men in Black. When one of them, I don't know which number it was, where he had went back in the past and he was driving a little car, and then he got pulled over by the popo. How you got this Cadillac? Why you gotta drive? Why you driving this Cadillac? Right, there's whichever one it was.
Yeah.
It was like, why you driving this Cadillac? That was a prevailing theme. Any Jake that had anything more than an Edomite, they would take your shit and put your ass in jail and put drugs on you as they do this day.
Hey, that's what he said in Rosewood that one scene. He said that nigga got a piano in his house.
Yep.
I don't have a piano
That's
in
it.
my house.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
He couldn't stand the fact, and I think that was Don Cheadle with the guy who could play the piano. He had the piano in his house, and then the cracker was, I don't have no piano in my house.
That's right.
You had an organ or a piano, boy, you was doing it big.
I mean, and even to this day, right now, go try to buy a baby grand. You're talking about damn near $10,000, unless you buy something used from a personal person who tried to get rid of that motherfucker.
Well, I think my second grade auntie down in Tennessee, she burnt my aunt's house. The Klan burned my aunt's hunt down. Esau anyway, brought her. He had a piano in their house. Wow. They was well to do.
There it is.
Shit. Yeah.
This nigga got a piano.
Yeah.
I did.
What?
Right.
White power.
Right.
Grenade.
You got a piano.
Oh!
I started to say he was gonna show up.
I know. If Capo came, you know the mighty Chapaya.
Right. You know. But he come up.
New York.
Hey, I did a play, and the ground was going to give order, the granddaughter, mom and dad, mom to take care of her, and she seen her kissing this little boy, and so she was like, "Oh, well, I gotta give you away now." You know what I'm saying? I see that you're smelling yourself, you know. Right. And you some young little boy ain't got nothing.
I remember that.
Okay.
And what happened? She said, "Well, you gonna be, you know, he's established and he got the only in town." You know what I'm saying?
This nigga got an organ. That's who you married.
This is who you married. And she said, "No, grandma, no, I don't like boys. I don't like boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm still young. I ain't ready. You know what I'm saying?" He's like, "No, you go with Logan Killix, that's gonna be your husband." And she, the granddaughter was like 14 at the time. Logan Killix was like 30 something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she's like, "No, I don't want no Logan Killix. He got the onlyest organ in town. I'm giving you over to him."
This nigga play the saxophone.
Yep, but hey, but that was again that was it took place all now.
Yeah.
That they ultimately came and, you know, sort of whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, man. And you know, Esau. Matter of fact, let me read this real quick. It says, "The genocide in human history did not occur in Nazi Germany, but on American soil." All right, and it says 100 million natives were slaughtered and lost their homeland.
100 million.
100 million. So in South Africa and the islands,
And then the slave
and then the transatlantic slave trade, you looking at it, you know,
billions.
you looking at, you know, 900 million.
Right.
You know, it was estimated that over 100 million slaves died over the 400-year just from West Africa on the way coming. That you lost almost 100 million just that way alone, man.
And the scriptures say
So,
that we
hold
the
on,
most.
let me read this too, brother. I got one more. Then it says, the genocide was the paper genocide. All right. It says the area where paper genocide or reclassifying Indians to black or mulatto first practiced by the government officers in the United States, later spreading to all America. And I've been saying that for years. The census enumerators reclassified a whole lot of natives, and it's now called them black, man. And it turns out in the book that was written by William Lorenz Katz, he talks about in Florida because the Seminoles refused to take Judah as slaves. They actually were taking Judites into their tribes and intermarrying.
That's right.
That's why you have this group of people referred to as Black Seminoles.
That's right.
All right. So you got the Seminoles, the Black Seminoles, you know, and they're
It's like
intermixed and
Issachar.
all. But what was happening with them was that Esau started slavery. So classifying, they were sold in Mississippi, and the main was Yazoo, Mississippi. So a lot of people that are from Yazoo, there's a lot of Reubenites from Yazoo. All right. So I mean, so nevertheless, you know, so genocide came in many ways. So they openly admitting now. History is exposing the fact that they took Native Americans and reclassified them as white, and and most of them they reclassified as black, right? Because what they did, and then you also have the Dawes Rolls, All right, you got all these Edomites that were able to sign a document that said that they were native,
Right.
while they were taking real natives and reclassifying them as black
What is $5 Indian?
or mulatto.
That's right.
So a lot a lot
They the ones that own. I forget the name of the actual group. They got these different groups. So you got. This is a native dude. I'm seeing his videos. He proved he got the proof and everything. He called out the real natives.
That's right.
And then they refuse to, acknowledge
them.
All the proof.
They
They
talk.
get this.
That's right. And they talk about if you have 25 this, 20, and it's all lies. It's Esau bullshit.
bullshit
Yeah,
that
that's
they made,
bullshit,
that they
bro.
completely made up.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Trump used that to get one of his casinos built on land like that. And what was I getting ready to say? And
It's all right.
go ahead.
I got something. Sirach 10:8. Because of unrighteous deeds, which is deceit, the king is translated from one people to another.
Perfect.
Now, I had basically this screenshot, but it says the Holocaust in California. In 1806, over 150,000 California natives slaughtered. So it goes on to the documented history, but then current history is digging most of these things up about other events that were documented where natives were slaughtered. And then I believe it was like around the 1950s, Guatemala had basically put in a democratically elected president that was giving back the lands owned by American companies back to the people. And what America did is they finally are able to come and kill off them people and give those lands back to the American banana company. So Esau, what he does is not only does he when you seek asylum in his country, but he's the one that's responsible destabilizing these other countries.
Absolutely.
When remember Elder, the one clip that we have is America's bombing through diplomacy since I want to say since the 1920s, America has systematically bombed Central and South America. So he creates this poverty. So then these people flee here because he already fucked up their country, and then cause them illegal here instead of all over again. So it's like a endless cycle. That's why the Lord has to come visit Esau, man.
That's it.
Well, I kind of back this brother up real quick, Pops. It's Ezekiel 35. Because thou hast perpetual hatred
Perfect.
and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. In the time of their iniquity had an end. So Esau never let up. He got us when it was time for us to go through calamity, and he got us when shit. We supposedly free.
Right.
They told us we free, and they really got both their feet up our ass. Both shined up, twisted sideways up our ass, man.
That's it, brother.
Destroying us.
That's
right?
at this day.
Exactly. That's how lips said, Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Even blood shall pursue thee. So like the Bishop Ariella read, man. All right, and that's Sirach 10. It can't continue like this. They do this to all the nations. They did this to the apple of the Lord's eye.
Come
and
on
it's
now.
continual. They put a stroke on the heathens and a double stroke on us, man.
That's it.
And that's why the Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's it.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And so it is right now, the people is the righteous are in authority, the people that's being over is going to rejoice. And so when the righteous authority, there's going to be no need for any translation to another people to ever rule again. Because here it is, if the righteous was ruling right now, people would be rejoicing.
Right.
But because the wicked is still bearing rule, that means that the people are mourning. Also, it means that there is another translation from whoever is ruling right now to somebody else ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
See?
what does it say? It has to be, if that place not be overturned,
Turn. Yep.
then the righteous can't be planted. So the wickedness has to be overturned. That's why the brother brought out that Ezekiel 35. That Ezekiel 35 and 1 talks about prophesying against Mount Seir, and 36 tells you Esau is Edom that dwelt in Mount Seir, man. So we're prophesying against the group for the beginning of it that followed, which is Jacob.
Oh, and these like you said, Esau being who he is, he like to he skews the numbers all the time. There was a time that was a Middle Eastern elected congresswoman here. That was Middle East, Asia.
This is shit they made up.
Exactly. Asia, and she was going in on how they were skewing the numbers because of the fact that, you know, if you put us down as who we are, we get a cut this way. You using us to bolster your numbers, the cut goes that way.
Oh yeah, in the sense is there is no option for, you know, Middle Eastern, so-called Middle Eastern or Arab. They label themselves as white. It's the whole acronym for NAFAC or NOFAC. I have to look into it, but it's North Africa, so it's not.
And we tested this with.
North Africa and Asia, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's not.
But now you remember when we was on before
they
we
all
had
put themselves down as crackers.
before COVID.
They put down as crackers.
Remember when we did the little elder camps right across the street, and we had some foreigners come, and we asked them, you know, did
They were
come
from Egypt.
right from Europe? Yes.
From Egypt.
And they asked them what they classified themselves, and they classified themselves as white. And they said, well, that's the only checklist that they Esau is.
And they'll have Arabs that come over that are darker than some of the darker brothers. They're labeled as white.
Yep.
That's also to that's for two reasons. That's
Mhm.
just to try to keep white superiority going,
Mhm.
to keep the lie that they've told going,
That's it.
and it's also to keep their numbers up to hide the fact that they're the minority, especially with the lost 40 people to the, you know, over the last, you know, the past 22 years to fentanyl, you know.
Right.
That's right.
And we're not even gonna count the blood clot
Oh, you
victims now.
It's MENA.
Bumble-
MEA, Middle Eastern, North African.
Yeah,
That's the group that they call white.
See, that's bullshit.
So they can boost their numbers,
Correct.
which proves the prophecies, right? The fact you got to do that.
Yep.
This proves your Edomites that you're small.
And right now, that soundbite from Joe Biden talking about it's not America's really in trouble, not just because of black folks. And then you get the memes on Instagram and TikTok. They look like, when they do their little what the bam, but because we're the minorities and we have only this, and by 2030 or 2040 we will be the minority. Bitch, you been the minority.
Same thing.
Fuck.
Thomas Jefferson said, man. He don't want the nations to come over here
Yep.
and fuck
That's
up
right.
they whiteness. He already said
No,
we're
that was
minorities.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin. Yeah. What I say.
Thomas Jefferson, another cracker.
They all like.
Well, yeah, I got a precept because this just shows like how they try to hide the fact and hold themselves not accountable for these things. This is Zechariah 11 and 5. Who possesses, slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And still them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherd Peter does not. So they trying to hold themselves not guilty for all of this wickedness they've been doing for all these years, and trying to hide everything. They want to do this, do that. When they're attacking us, and attacking everybody, really, they're attacking the whole world. But the main attack is on the Israelites, so-called in America anyway.
That's
So-
because they know who we are.
Exactly.
And they don't want us to know who we are. And the fact that now we're claiming our heritage, they have a big problem
Oh
with.
yeah.
Right, and now, and they really got them shook up is the Northern Kingdom.
Exactly.
They're trying to pretend like, it's not a problem, it's a problem.
Yep.
Hey, they did that to them in California with the whole Brooklyn Dodgers when the city made deal. It's called Green, where the Dodger Stadium is those were Mexican projects. The people that were there way before. What they did is they gave them the vouchers because they were going to rebuild that all got caught in legislation. So some people left willingly because they had gotten vouchers for these new housing developments. Well, legislation here and there, like the scripture said, through policy, all right, they basically couldn't fund that project because obviously white Americans were getting them building projects to the so Mexicans, right? And what they did is they put all that concrete people collectively.
Wow.
The
I
12
never knew
tribes.
that history.
Yeah,
The same shit they did for Central Park.
Come on.
They in the park. They took niggas' land,
Mhm.
all right, and built up. It's been issue. Same thing they did with this
Yep.
guy. The Japanese, after they got put in the concentration camps for a couple months,
Right.
they got reparations.
A lot of reparations.
And they were snatching up Koreans. They were snatching up Chinese. They were snatching them all up. But you're right. Hey, your eyes were slanted. You was getting snatched up.
yeah.
Yeah, and you got paid off for it, so you can rebuild. Meanwhile, they make sure they cripple so-called Negroes and Latinos, Native Americans.
Perfect.
They make sure we cripple them. Yeah, Mexicans got a few grocery stores. But the profit they should get and hold on to, they get taxed.
Yes.
Bro, look.
Yes.
Without saying too much, I know it's Christ that got a restaurant. We ended up talking, and they talking about their finances, bro. Esau taxed the fuck out of Mexicans
Yes.
for that shit they got.
Yes. And it's funny. It's not
I
funny.
seen.
But if you go back, we already we go to the park. Just watching the documentary. There were well-to-do so-called Negroes who went and built up that land.
Yeah.
They went and bought that land. I'm talking about they put their life savings in there, built up nice land. Of course, you're going to get some people who probably didn't have the greatest shit. They looked at the people. They went and took the pictures of any kind of show shanty versus the big elaborate houses, and they did a smear campaign like, oh, we need to go ahead and reclaim this because these
No, that's bullshit. Let me explain
they're
something
slamming
to
on shit. They're go ahead. Buddy.
Look, if you're at the very northern part of Central Park, that's and when you look at some of the most beautiful brownstones, that all them brownstones that are all look like where they used to do the Cosby's at,
Right.
where they used to show you the Cosby Show, that's how most of Central Park looked.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right,
Big, beautiful
that's how
houses.
most of it looked.
Mhm.
So they found some little shanty towns and did a
Yes.
smear campaign.
Yes.
That's a lie, and they built right over the graves, right
Yes.
over the schools, all that shit.
And it's funny.
And Central Park is big as hell, man.
Yes.
I've been in Central Park many a times. All right, and Central Park is huge and it's beautiful
Yes.
for the most part. On top of that, but it's built right over Jake's
Right.
dwelling place.
And they've been excavating recently off and on and coming up with all these artifacts and relics and stuff and showing it was a thriving, beautiful community.
yeah.
So it's like, how you gonna pull up this stuff and you've seen these silver plates and these porcelains and all the stuff that you just done demolished and buried because you didn't excavate and pull it all out. Because Esau, to this day, you go down anywhere in Chicago, if you pull up another few feet of the earth, you see cobblestone. Esau don't go ahead and excavate and get out and clear out. He just pull over and just
Brungers who are young, look, because that whole strip of Stony Island was all islands. It was an island and water, then island and water. That's what it was. It was all filled landfill. A lot of the south side, that whole portion of the south side is all it's long landfill. Look,
The lakes
when,
goes all the way to Michigan
if
Street.
you stood on that bridge right where the main camp is, if you walked and stood on that bridge on Roosevelt, where the theater is, with Clark
and Roosevelt.
and you looked to the whole south side, it was all started at 12th. So it was all this side of town didn't exist.
Right.
It was all built up. And when
then they
They
started
destroyed.
and it was marshlands, right?
Because look what happened, you know, in Pilsen. Pilsen did very well as well.
That's right.
All right.
And
Esau
so,
coming to take the shit back, just like Brownsville. You got these goops and these fucking crackers moving in.
Yeah, because and the Edomites are complaining about Moab and Bridgeport because Moab did multiply so much they didn't spilled out of Chinatown into Bridgeport.
Yep.
So they all up in Bridgeport.
all
now.
in there.
That
You know,
Bridgeport Bakery, Elder, is owned by Goop.
But there it is, man.
And
So,
that was their
'cause,
pricey jewel, man.
You know, because I had a concubine over there for years, man. She was always complaining about Moab, man.
Yeah.
I got a
All right.
stuff for y'all. I heard a lot of voice saying in heaven, now was come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And that's part of Esau's control, man. He makes sure that he talks shit about niggas and make us to be just the image of just wickedness.
Somebody got to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
He need to label us to do it.
and it says that Satan himself as Christ. He put himself as the good guy, man, the bad guy.
That's like in the media.
Yeah.
Because statistics show, you can look it up, statistics show that most violent crimes are done by white males. But what do you see in the media? So they purposely don't put those stories in the media.
Well, that which goes
All right.
to the point.
And she said that the cats all came up missing too, all the stray cats when Moab came in. Just throwing it out.
They like to make niggas be just the worst people. But even though they showed them, they was going and niggas was getting money and moving out to LA. But the bitch stood up and said, you know what, blacks actually increased the property. But the big bankers want to keep putting their image out that niggas destroy shit, they fuck it up, and that will make these crackers move. And then they move to the suburbs. And niggas been bringing down, but she said no, niggas actually increase the value. But if they do something, they gonna do it right.
That's right.
Like the block clubs, you know, a nigga be extra. Like no, the nigga money, they gonna do it right.
Hey,
Now you got low level niggas that do some nigga shit, but that's a creation of Esau. Niggas typically do things right.
It's funny. We're the number one.
The nerve, all right, is
Hard R.
it is a creation of the so-called white man.
That's right.
Facts.
By the oppression and the suppression, and the removal of resources, and with his project, with his scientific project, when he stuck them in the projects and depleted them of resources, income, jobs, hope, food, everything, arrested their development.
Molded their minds to think that bad bitches and real niggas was and emulate.
The movies, the music, and purposely giving them a second and third class education.
and
Purposely.
and those that
redlining the whole nine.
and those that talk the truth, and you would just speak on this, just real quick, the 2 Peter 2:2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. See, the truth is going to be evil spoken of. Those who's propagating and speaking the truth, they themselves are going to be evil spoken of to draw people away from the truth and those that speaking it. That's why it says many shall follow pernicious ways, destructive ways, because they got they all the media and they control the narrative and to put on the minds of the people what is right, what is wrong, who is wrong.
Bruce Jenner is brave. Bruce Jenner is the woman of the year.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, we're the worst.
Yes.
Because we tell you a woman is supposed to be an order and carry herself a certain way.
Yeah.
Not twerking and shaking her ass.
Yeah.
And a man is supposed to be a fucking man.
Yeah.
But we're the worst.
Worst.
But then they promote what? Shoot this nigga. Fuck this nigga, bitch.
Yep.
Bitch. Twerking at the head.
Oh,
you gotta take it. But the nigga say part 20. Right. The part 30. Part 60. Part 2. Part 30.
Can I share this with you?
This is wickedness.
Wicked.
I just got to because I was curious. They said black ranches for off $1,000 acre ranch in El Paso County in Colorado. All right, so this is calling it he's being terrorized.
Right.
Let me just, I'm a with player. That's what I'm gonna do.
But yeah,
Why can I read this?
Yep.
This
Go ahead,
Proverbs
brother.
12:26. The righteous is still king's trap. Proverbs 12:26. It means pick. He gonna set this trap up, this system up to deceive you niggas. And it's started before rap, man.
Come on,
All right,
wait.
you saw you.
Go. They had Trump on there and shit.
No, I just don't. It wasn't like that beforehand. It was doing.
Because it's still remote.
with Pops.
It's
Yeah.
where it's on Pops and yeah, he started this one.
I just.
Yeah, but it's still Esau. It's because I'm sure there's no reason if his video is recording and going up on the internet, why shouldn't be, going up fine now? So people behind this shit.
All right. This was hold on a second. Hold on. That's what I wait a minute.
Nigga
Hold
want
on.
to strike
That's not what I said.
That's not what I said. Because that's what it came up. So don't feel it sometimes because I
Yeah,
didn't
this
know.
is what I sent you.
That's Satan right there. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Don't be saying that.
So,
Okay, no, it popped up now. No, that's Satan, bro. That's Satan.
Yeah, I forgave you for that.
Yo,
La Saliki.
right, that was Miss Parker right there.
Yeah, man, Miss Parker.
Lord have mercy.
Come on.
I don't even know what I want.
Yeah.
He's like it in the motherfucker.
He's like in the motherfucker.
Yeah, that's definitely Miss Parker.
Man, this is bullshit because I didn't do anything but copy and paste. I do this all the time.
Yeah,
That's Satan.
Why is that on the screen?
No, we're gonna figure this out. Give me a second, Salaki. Cause I clicked on that was on mine now, but I did the same thing. All I did was copy and
Well, that's
paste.
probably who uploaded the video. It ain't load up.
Right.
It showed they still
Right.
main profile.
Well, I'm just gonna. I don't feel like even messing with the
It's
screen.
gonna sound good.
So Baba Kushad,
Sound good, fam.
Kankan. Yeah, no, I saw when they switched
That's
it.
fucked up because it's on your phone now.
I know, and then
Now
yeah.
load it. You should be able to load it now.
Okay. Let me try.
That shit crazy.
Because this shit.
No, Esau do shit like that because sometimes I get a video and when I click on it, something else shows and then the video switch. So I know what you're talking about. That
I
shit
didn't do
happens.
it. Okay, I'll give it a
Especially when you're
second.
You
dealing
gotta
with
let it load
TikTok.
up. It's just a profile picture.
Yeah, do the TikTok take forever to load up.
Oh no, this is your first video. This ain't gonna go to the second.
Okay. Yeah.
This bitch the devil. She taking over.
She's right. You sure it's
Yeah.
you?
That's a
Oh,
lie.
bitch.
Well, you know what? And in the 70s, most women did look like that.
absolutely.
I just
No, that's an old bitch. She said she a 70s baby. That's different.
Right.
She's a
Oh, she ugly. Ugly, but she was young.
Now I'm gonna try it again. Matter of fact, you know what I'm doing? I'm just gonna play it through my phone. I'm just gonna play it through. I'm gonna play it through my phone. I'm not playing about it. Baba Kushad, Shemai real quick,
Shemai.
because I'm gonna play it through my phone, so that it gets played through the phone. I'll put it up to the camera.
2 ranchers in Colorado. Courtney and Nicole Mallory own 1,000 acres in El Paso County, Colorado. And despite Nicole being a U.S. military veteran who waves her military flag on their ranch and being a part of the church community, as well as feeding the residents in El Paso from their food from their ranch, they are being terrorized by locals who want their land. As seen here in the footage, locals have been jumping the fence. They have slaughtered their livestock, poisoned their dog, and has driven by their house waving guns. Nicole was ran off the road when she was coming back from church. Courtney states that there was a woman that pulled up in his driveway and said that she was supposed to own the land and made threats about unaliving their dog. What's worse is that the local sheriff isn't doing anything about it and is being investigated now for being a part of this terrorism. And they have actually issued a warrant for Courtney and Nicole because of their complaints against the local community and the sheriff. So they're actually facing criminal charges for reporting everything that's been happening on their land. So here's my thoughts. They told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. They told us to stop using the race card because, racism doesn't exist anymore. One of the largest lawsuits that ever happened in the United States was against the USDA for discriminating against black farmers. We know racism does, it puts fear in you, and that's exactly what they're trying to do to Courtney and his wife. His address has been leaked in a local Facebook group to where now he's in a witness protection program. And this sends shockwaves out. So now so many other African Americans are saying, you know what? I don't want to farm. I'm scared to go into these areas. But we can't let fear stop us. Here's the call to action. There's a protest that's going to happen at the Denver Capitol coming up. Pause to read.
There's no defense against Esau either.
Except
Except for Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's
But
right.
the point is just to show you that all the pressure that we've been talking about this whole lesson is still happening.
That's right, brother.
That was the point. That is still going on. All right. This is not our rest.
I got it.
All right.
Micah,
Not
too.
our rest.
You got Micah.
This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
That's right.
Hey, like we were saying, this ain't our rest, man. And the Lord has shown that countless times. We pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps countless times. And that's why Esau,
I'm better than Esau.
which is through the Spirit, he sabotaged everything, man. Because what? The Lord has slated this place for our captivity, and the end of that is for great judgment, man. So that we can get a great deliverance.
And our people are really worn out. Yeah, that real pretty ass Ephraimite chick.
Yeah.
She been talking to me directly now. She been watching the videos.
Right.
This is what she said. So this is what is going on in the minds of our people. So she went from scoffing to begging for help. Yesterday, last night, I'm gonna just read it. I'm not gonna put her name out there. But she all over TikTok. She'll find
So what's her name,
but this was directly to me. It says, I am so depressed. I am so fed up.
Perfect.
I feel like I exist for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Exist for what?
Not for nothing.
And all I said was, hey, keep your head up, beloved. We're almost out of here. Things are going to get really bad, but those things have to happen in order for us to get to the good part.
Right.
And then she just simply said, I don't want to live.
So, Lockie, can I read this?
Go ahead, brother.
This Genesis 3:16. You know how you feel like you exist for nothing?
Perfect.
Because your purpose on earth, and that's for every woman on the fucking planet.
Say it
Your
again.
purpose on the earth was to be a helpmeet. It's
Come
to
on.
be a slave to
To
a
a
man.
man.
Come
Come
on.
on, Ty.
And not just you alone, you and your sister wives, bitch.
Yeah.
Hey,
And she left hers.
Hey,
That's why you feel like killing yourself.
Hey, just like we are the woman to the
So
Most
like,
High
can
God.
I read this?
Go
No, we
ahead.
ain't go that deep. Fuck you. What you saying is true, bitch. This is what your part is, man. We ain't finna look. Genesis 3:16. What you said is true. But
Oh, yeah.
no,
I know that.
Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Excuse me?
And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
And they don't want that. They fight that. Now let me finish.
And that's why you bitches are fucking going through hell and want to kill yourself.
Exactly.
Well, let me finish. Then I said, and then she said, I don't want to live. I said, you're not alone in thinking and feeling like that. That most people think and feel like that, And then she just simply said, I'm ready to die.
Yeah.
These are her words.
She got that notorious
Because-
B.I.G. spirit.
All right?
Because they fell for the narrative, man. And when you fall for Esau narrative and you put all your money, your heart, your soul, your mind, your time into this bullshit just to get deflated and the balloon fucking pop, you want to fucking die.
Yeah, no matter how many bags you bring in, no matter how big your bag is, bitch,
you will never feel fulfilled.
That's right.
Because your purpose on earth is to serve your man.
See, it's because the nature of the man is a nature of a man. A nature of a woman is a nature of a woman. A man is not a woman. A woman is not a man. The set of rules is not the same. You have estrogen that powers the fucking woman. You have testosterone that powers the man. It's no way you can. I don't give a fuck how much bullshit Esau put in the foods and air and whatever the fuck we drink and so forth. It's not going to change the innate design by Yahweh Shai for what a man is and what a woman is. And so now you've been failing to Esau's narrative. That's on you. Because if you follow Yahweh Bashem Shai's narrative, you will be okay.
That's it. You change the nucleus, all right, of Yahweh Bashem Shai, then you get hell. All right, if you go along with the system and the rules and regulations, the do's and don'ts, the just nature of Yahweh Bashem Shai, then you're gonna have a paradise again.
Life and death set before you.
And this is what it's really coming down to. The Yahweh Bashem Shai by Shemar Kakadash is showing who is on his side and who's in our cause. Like Yahweh Shai said, he that is with us is not against us, man. If you're with the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Shai, you're going to be with his men, you're going to be with his doctrine, you're going to be with his words, and you're going to fall in fucking line because you're in the righteousness of Yahweh Bashem Shai. If not, you're going to get destroyed.
That's it.
Period.
Nothing else.
From the rooter to the motherfucking tutor.
And with that, no.
What better note to leave it off on than cutting a bitch?
That's it. Right. Yep. Because everything is ass backwards, man.
Yes, she went from proud and scoffing to now wanting to die.
And that's beautiful because that's a microcosm that's going to happen down the line. I believe that the apostles of Great Millstone, I don't know, not trying to switch the topics to the original topics that we was going to do, but then the Spirit changed to an open forum. But there's a lot of people switching up doctrines and changing things and playing games through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And it's a lot of academic, a whole lot of distractions. See, but the scripture says if our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost. The hopeful, righteous elect are going to hear this truth, gravitate to, humble down to this truth, and perform in this truth.
I got the scripture you quoted.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm going to start at 1 down. That's at 4. I got to read that. This is 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden.
So doing this work is for our benefit. This is our mercy.
That's right.
You get weak, you quit, whatever the case may be. Hey,
That's
you only forsaking your own mercy.
Come on, brother.
We need this. The Lord don't need us.
Come on, brother.
It says, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, because the Lord is not dealing with it. Not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Yahweh. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid unto them that are lost. Now I'm going to read verse 4 too. It says, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. And these people are blind. That's why the Lord said it, in the scriptures. He said the elect have obtained it and the rest have been blinded. So you really can't marvel on the things that happen in the society, whether it's niggas falling out, whether it's the woman coming against you, whether it's some coons at your job, coming against you, whether it's this bitch walking out the door. Look, the Lord has blinded these to see who you are.
Right.
They know you better than them and different from them, but they'll never see who you are. They don't have what it takes to be you. So the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. The scripture said, "One is some did not believe." Does that make the word of Yahweh void? The Lord knows that these niggas. You have to really go outside every day knowing these niggas gonna get destroyed and not believe it. And it's a better chance for you because they never believed it, man.
Hey, that's manifest destiny.
That's right.
That's right.
They gotta die, man, because 2/3 gotta be destroyed off the face of the earth so they can realize in the kingdom they fucked up.
That's right. See, well, the Most High is going to do that to all the heathen and to the 2/3. By the time the Most High finishes his work down here on earth, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that Yahweh Bashem Shai is king. And they're going to love it because right now you got people to Bolivia, shit, even Israel, to Iran, Peru. It's nothing but uproars of the people. Why? In America, it's nothing but uproars of the people. Across Ukraine, it's uproars of the people. German, reason why the German bitch said that they're, are you out? Hey, y'all my heart.
Elder, here in New York with the Venezuelan migrant, because the basically what it's leading to is a lot of resentment within North Kingdom about the entire because they're basically asking for to be right. Everything.
Spoiled, man.
And that's causing a lot of resentment between the tribes because there's Venezuelans and Puerto Ricans and Cubans that haven't made it in New York and are resentful within Venezuelans that are coming expecting, like the brother said, high-end hotels, jobs, and being able to party all day. Yeah.
Hey, but not only that, so what's playing in the, because I got like 5 of them working for me right now, right? So what's really playing is a lot of so-called Americans are getting pissed off because with this big tech industry, all the layoffs, none of these people can find jobs. None of these people can get government help.
That's right.
But you done brought all these Venezuelans in and helping them.
And these Ukrainians.
And them Haitians, because the niggas on the south side are mad about them Haitians that's getting housed in Chicago now.
So it's going to be a lot of
niggas are protesting.
That's what I'm saying.
So, because what you about to have is all these little stuck-up, cross-legged bitches that sit in the coffee shops up in Dom's Market on Halsted and Diversey.
Bring it up.
Right? Sitting up there typing, they sit up in there and eat croissants and you know, and type on their computers all day. All them about to not have no jobs, man.
Exactly.
Right? All that high tech, they about to have no job because AI is getting ready to take over all that shit. Right. So you're not going to be able to sit up and drink, you know, a $5 cup of mochaccino and then another $5 cup of some fancy ass tea, and sit and you know and work 5-6 hours just sitting there on your ass in a coffee shop, and then go shop and go eat and come back and do it again, and your day be over. That shit is gone.
That's flipped over with.
So a woman I know lost like a $90K job, and all she was doing was recruiting.
And I know some bitches personally, an Edomite bitch and a nigga bitch that personally I dealt with, work on the computer all day and complain about working on the goddamn computer. You not doing shit. You don't do nothing all day. You on the computer that's in the house, chilling, and they complaining, making decent money. And what now? Hey, when that stuff go away, like you saying, man, they gonna see and feel it and suffer for all this bullshit. They complain about nothing and they making good money. Yo, you gonna see. These bitches are gonna fucking suffer when that shit is done.
Just like in that video I did, like Chung Lee found feminism failed Chung Lee. All right. Matter of fact, go pull up Chung Lee from the 100. It failed bad. You know, women they got full of themselves, full of pride. They've been elevated by this simp wimp Esau, and been fed this false you know. They've seen all these damn Marvel movies, you know, the Black Widow and the Catwoman, and, you know, Captain, you know, Wonder bitch, Wakanda forever bitch,
the Woman King,
you know,
please,
that's
lies.
No,
That's fucking mad.
Put in Chung Lee from the Physical 100.
Okay, the Physical 100.
The Physical 100.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that shit horrible, man. The Woman King.
And then put in Image.
I don't even like the first Black Panther movie. I seen that shit and didn't watch nothing else.
There you go. That's the image, right? Go to that first image on the bottom.
No.
This one?
Well, that's her too. But no, you're missing it. The first one on the left, right there.
This right here?
Because that's the end result. You see how big her legs are? How muscular she is? She picked him up and threw him down. Then he stopped playing with her, and he showed her that she not a man.
That's right.
And she really got embarrassed and humbled till she was, you know,
perfect.
She was pride, because she was so prideful the whole time, walking around like she's so swole. Yeah. And when you go to pick out your opponent, she gonna go and pick out a dude, an MMA fight on top of that. Like him.
And that dude's like in his late 40s. He been fighting a very long
No,
time.
no, not the dude that whooped her ass.
Oh, Salaki.
She didn't fight him. She fought the lightweight. No,
Yeah,
that's
like 3 of
that's
them
the
on
dude right next to you. That's Sexy Yama at the top.
Yeah.
Cause he just retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she fought the lightweight. She picked the small guy.
Right.
He was like one of the littlest people there.
Exactly.
All right, but this dude is an MMA, is a professional MMA fighter with a pretty decent record.
And the man.
And right,
And
and
the
so
man.
it basically.
Because the Murphy beat her
Now
ass.
click down to show her muscles.
Smith
Let's click
Rings.
down to the next video. I mean the next image of her. Right here.
This right here?
Yeah.
And I claimed her many years ago.
You
I'm
know,
gonna let y'all
this
niggas have
bitch right here, Chung Lee.
it. Many years ago.
All right, she, she needed to be reminded that she's a woman, and she got reminded that she was a woman in the worst way. She failed all you feminists. Feminism failed her, and she failed all you feminists. Man. And when this society collapses and fails, all that feminist shit, all that running your mouth, it's going to, gender roles are going to come back.
Oh yeah.
True gender.
I got a
roles.
precept to back that
Yeah,
up.
she ain't gonna be getting them testosterone shots no more, man.
I got a precept to back that up because what they don't understand, the scripture says a man is going to be
She's
you got
not
it?
going to be in a position where she can go to the gym, work out all day, put on next to nothing, and then parade her body around in front of a whole bunch of men.
Yeah. Shit, that chicken ain't gonna be available, bitch. The eggs, the protein.
Yeah, no, she gonna get lots of protein.
Oh yeah.
She just ain't
She
gonna
gonna get a ton of protein. You're right, bro.
Right. Go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 13. I'll start at 11.
Oh.
It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." And the two most arrogant motherfuckers on the planet Earth is Esau, Edom, and these
Nigga
Babylonian women.
Well, see, I'm
These
a
are
ju-
the arrogant
so let me
ones.
land back.
and so that Babylonian mindset. So you got these brothers that are running to go get these bitches from across the planet.
Yeah.
But the problem is that Babylon has reached,
Yes.
the
Across
shadow
the
of Rome.
tentacles.
Right.
Has,
That's
has so that feminism
Tentacles.
shit is spread, man.
That's right.
And it's really messing these women up.
This is Isaiah 32 and 2.
So like, hey, these men, the pass pro bros are taking you women are lucky that the pass pro bros are doing that.
That's
Because
right.
really what you're finna face, and you're gonna get, as Elder Malcolm like to put, you're gonna be getting your face smushed against the damn, the windshield, man. Alright? That's what you're gonna be getting. It's gonna be a lot of incels. See, these incels are the problem. You nigga women want to talk shit about the passport bros, but these incels gonna be on your ass, man.
Yeah, they do.
All these
Literally.
men- literally.
White on white.
Literally.
All these
Right?
men that got that built up frustration
Yes, sir.
against women, these red pill niggas,
Yeah.
their mission is gonna be to humble you.
Yes, sir.
They're mad because you have power over them, and rightfully so.
Right.
Hey, this Isaiah 13 and 11. I get to the point. Salaki, I get to the point. 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives
Ravished.
So you got these niggas that you women have labeled incels. Hey, nobody throws out the word incel more than a fucking bitch.
Yes, sir.
All right. So these niggas you call incels, they see you with your selfie sticks. They see you doing your TikTok dances in the street. They see all of that.
Your
And then
leggings
they-
and
they
jeggings.
got pent up frustration because they ain't there to get that box, and then they gonna have that Melvin spirit on them, man.
Hey.
So this is where you live, Diamond. I follow you home every night.
I paid a lot of money on
I
that.
spend a lot of money on you.
Myron's
right.
Myron, yeah.
That's
Myron.
right. That's it. Hey,
That's one.
I always makes it, yeah, that's that, no. Oh, no, he talk, that, oh, the nigga who act like Twan?
That's that nigga Twan.
No, that ain't Twan. Twan, the nigga that, the cousin, Ebony.
Ebony.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh,
just
yeah,
gotta
hey,
dance.
what he say? He say,
Yeah,
hey,
he wanna little dance.
this is my party.
Right.
Right.
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
I'm the one getting married.
I'm the one getting married.
And he went in there and he raped the bitch. Shit.
Shit.
That's what's coming. That's gonna be trending. You know
Damn.
what's gonna be trending?
Junior.
Rape. And you ain't gotta worry about
Yeah,
Great
Junior
Millstone
Lyon.
raping you. We got Isaiah 4:1 coming. These niggas, they're gonna be raping the fuck out of you, man.
and see, now you
And
say
that's gonna
that.
be judgment. to
And
humble
some
you
of them
proud bitches.
gonna be tag teaming you, man.
That's it.
Two
You want-
niggas
matter
all
of
at
fact-
the head, two niggas all at the mouth.
Yeah.
Hey,
You gonna have whole crew
Make sure they
of
go there.
cats
That's what he said.
You know, Murph told the story about the Edomite that got kidnapped by the 6 niggas.
Oh
And
yeah.
how they was running through it for 3 months.
Shit.
Till that bitch
Right.
jumped out the
Man,
window.
tag me in.
You know?
Yeah,
Wow.
these niggas wicked, man. And when I say niggas, I mean people. They
That's right.
wicked.
That's
They're
it.
gonna rape you. They're gonna gangbang you.
That's it.
All right, which is complete wickedness. But
Absolutely.
you love to ride the cock carousel.
You
the cock
will
carousel will ride you.
That's it.
Right.
All right, your own. Hey, what you
Their
gotta
own
give
devices.
to your own devices. Exactly.
Yep.
Hey, Isaiah 32:2 says, "And a man shall be as a hiding place." That's not a normal man. How I shy? Because those other niggas, they gonna just run through you and throw you out to the garbage.
Or
right?
they gonna die trying to protect you like a fool.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. He said she'll be a hiding place from the wind and a covert, a covering, a protection.
He gonna lay there bleeding, watching them. All he gonna see is feet and cheeks,
That's it.
right?
That's right.
And a line of cats waiting their turn
That's right.
as he laying there bleeding out.
That's right. So it said, a man shall be a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land.
Oh, don't let Esau get his hands on you.
Whew.
They
You
the
know,
worst.
yeah, because after
Put
they
the
rape
lotion
you,
in the basket.
after they rape you, they gonna find all the apparatus and stuff too.
Hey, well,
You
that's
know,
an
Esau
account.
on some weird shit.
In South Africa, the woman, she told the accountant what they did to her family when them troops came in their crib. They killed the husband. They chopped his body up. They raped her and the daughter. They raped the wife on top of the dude's chopped up body.
Wow.
Made her suck his chopped up rod, like chopped off rod. All right, she gave the whole account. They
Damn.
raped her and the daughter and fucked her on top of the dead husband's body, and also made her suck her dead husband's rod.
That's some crazy wicked shit.
I mean, we got a spot.
God damn.
I got a quick,
Bring it out,
I got
brother.
a quick, crazy account that I was in a position, when I was 15 years old, locked up in Audi home, man, for some bullshit, right? But that ain't the point. The point is this right here. This is the point right here, man. I was in there with a guy, a brother came in the same night I came into the Audi home down there on Roosevelt, and found out what he was in there for. The dude was in there, man. It was white, 2 white women and a white boy came in west side of Chicago trying to, get some drugs, He said, yeah, I sell the drugs, I got him over here, you know what I'm saying? He lured them on, man, got him in the crib, killed the dude, right? Killed the dude, hung the 2 girls up and raped them. I forgot how long he had them raped, was raping them and stuff, man. Just on GP, man. This guy I was 15 in that. This guy had to be about 15 years old, 16 at the most.
Only one it was under 18.
Yeah.
Hyped up.
For those who don't know what the
He was a young Skeletor.
This was a big 18. This was a big 15-year-old. I was big. This guy was a big
Shit, at least
15-year-old. You know what I'm
And he
saying?
hung them and raped the bodies.
Huh?
He hung them and raped the bodies.
He had already killed him.
No. He didn't kill him. I'm sorry.
killed the dude.
I'm sorry. He hung him up, tied him up. He killed the dude.
Hog tag.
Hog tag the girls.
Like a turkey.
And yeah, raped them. He didn't kill them. He just killed her. He just killed the guy. I'm sorry. And then he just
He hog-tied the bitches.
hog tied them and raped them at his convenience.
At his
in an abandoned building. Yes.
Yeah.
In an abandoned building. That's right.
Well,
the funny thing about
they
rape-
should have just said no to drugs.
You can't rape a man. You should get wet.
Right.
You say what, Benji?
Well, I
I don't
got
want the video to get struck.
I got a quick research because this is the type of man that you bitches are not gonna get. This is Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh shall renew their strength.
That's right.
They shall mount up with wings as eagle. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. You are not gonna get that type of man though with your attitude.
That's right. And you know what too? And not to let these niggas off the hook, a lot of these niggas gonna be getting put to death, and a lot of these niggas gonna be getting raped too.
Yeah.
And you got a bunch of freaks, and you got some homo thugs out there.
Yeah.
You know, what was that dude they made the character off of?
The booty warriors.
The booty warrior dude. And you got them gang banging ass booty warriors out there too, man.
Man, that's a lot. It's a lot of these.
It's a lot of booty warriors out here.
All right.
Man.
So we saw the one nigga knock the nigga out, Picked them
Oh,
up
like
by
a
his
fucking
belt and
suitcase.
carried them away like a suitcase.
Like
Yeah.
a suitcase.
He carried them around that building like a suitcase.
Knock them clean
Hey,
out.
like Capo said, them sons of Belial are out here, man.
That's it, bro.
This shit, wow. This why this the best place to be is in the truth.
That's it.
All right, the best place in the shadow of the Lord, man. The secret place of Yahweh Shami Hawashai.
Yeah, because we about to see and live through some shit, man. If you don't think it's coming, and you think we just talking and we sound like a broken record, good.
Recognize
All right.
it when you see it.
Yeah, because it doesn't like there's so many things happening to the world. I mean, in the world right now, it's even hard to keep up at this point. Go ahead, we're gonna wrap it up, brother.
This is 2nd Ezra 6:27. Like one of the scriptures says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit,
Come on now.
shall be declared.
Right, the truth is being declared, man,
That's
and it's hurting the feelings of a lot of people, and then you know that the scripture that says something to the effect that you know we persuade man by fear. All right, so you know this is a scary thing. The fruitcake killers out there, man. All right, them dudes that want you to put the lotion in the basket, them type cats, man. All right, hey, so with that, man, we gonna give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Can turn